Hi guys, it's finally 7 o'clock. You don't know how hard it was not to finish this craft before the live even started. I wanted to mess with these all day long today, but I held out because I wanted to be able to show you guys how to do them. I'm just going to set that off to the side, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do tonight in this live. I think they turned out so cute. And there's a little funny story on how all of these came about, too. I was on my way to the Vision Center where I work, and we have to come into the garden center. And I thought, well, during my lunch hour, I'm going to check that clearance aisle, because I always walk past it when I go in the morning. So on my lunch hour, I went in there on that clearance aisle, and they had this cute little, oh, it looks like I don't even know what it was called, espresso cups, but there was 4 of them stacked in this little caddy, and I thought, oh my goodness, I want to do these little itty bitty things for my table when I do my craft or vendor show. And I thought I could make little gnome gardens out of these little cups, so I could fill it with styrofoam and make these little gardens. Well, when I got them home and I was taking this apart, I was pulling these off of there, and then there's this little itty bitty tray or plastic tray. And I thought, oh my goodness, what if I don't fill it with the styrofoam? That way, if you wanted to put it on a desk, you could use the cup to hold like paper clips, tacks, whatever. And then the little gnome garden can sit on top of this little thing here, so it just sits on top. So I brought it home, and I tried it out, and when it's sitting on that little plastic thing, you can store stuff inside the cups. So now it's multi-purpose. It looks cute, and it holds your items. You can't even imagine how excited I was after I found that out. Well, then after I ran out of the 4 cups, and the top one didn't have one of these plastics, this little plastic tray on there. So I was like, well, how am I going to decorate this top one? So I started raiding my inspiration room to see what I could use for a lid. And I have these little, I think the Dollar Tree sells these too. There's several in a container. And I thought, I wonder if one of these lids would fit on the cups. So I took one off. It does not like seal, but it sits on there really nice, so it works. Hi Monica, thank you. But as soon as I got some of these done, I thought, oh my goodness, that's what I'm going to do in the live. And then if I wanted to just use these containers, I could also put them on the little garden on top of there too, which I did with this one. And this one. See how cute they are? And they just doll up the little space. They don't take up much room. But I could see these on like a little coffee bar. Or even at work on a desk where you need all of your space. So you don't want a big potted plant, you know, on your desk. This doesn't take up much room at all. It's just a teeny tiny cup. And then afterwards, I was like, what in the world am I going to use the holder for? Well, as I got to looking at it, I thought, boy, that could be a lamp stand. So, somewhere down the road, I have this little itty bitty trash can. So if I went like this, it could be made into a little lamp. And I could put like a battery operated candle inside. So somewhere down the road, you're probably going to see a picture of a lamp using this stand. If you have any other ideas that I could do with this, let me know. But instantly, I thought lamp. Oh, Monica, thank you so much. I don't know where my brain goes. Sometimes it just comes up with things, and I'm not even realizing that I'm coming up with it. But boy, I could spend all day in my room. And I bought, a while back when my Dollar Tree first started putting out their spring stuff, I bought one of every of the packages of the little itty bitty gnomes, the little figurines, and a lot of their, like the animals and the houses and everything, because I gravitate towards the gnomes, and you just never know when you're going to want to make something. So I also posted on my page a picture of this. I was doing some crafts the other day, and I thought, I have one snow globe left that I have not used. Why not? And then, of course, I'm constantly messaging my daughter to get her opinion. Does it need a bow? Does it not need a bow? Should I change colors? She's my go-to. Her and my husband and the ladies I work with, I always ask everybody's opinions. So don't hesitate. If you have any opinions or any ideas for me, just shoot them out there. Let me know. I'm going to put this here. And then this is another one. They had these little boots. The little boot houses at the Dollar Tree. And I thought, oh my goodness, that makes me think of the little old woman who lived in a shoe. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to do a flower garden like that. And I put this here, this little sign. I thought, well, I could put little old woman who lived in a shoe. But I thought somebody else, if I sell it at the vendor fair, they can put what they want on there. So I'm going to leave that blank for them. But this one was totally inspired by the nursery rhyme with the little babies. I mean, you can use pretty much anything. I got these buckets, I want to say 2 years ago. I think I was going to make them into gnomes, but they work just fine for this. And then on a bigger scale, this was the other one that I had done. I mean, they turn out so cute. You can make them as intricate or as simple as you want. And I'll show you the back. The back isn't as pretty, but that's going to be up against the wall. And some of the flowers I glued in there. Some of them I didn't have to. I have styrofoam in the bottom. And then they had these rectangle sheets of moss. And they're like really thin, flat. This is what it's like, really thin. This is the back side. This is all I have left because I have used it like no other. But I ended up getting 2 of those, and one of them took up pretty much all of that big one. And then the second one, I've just been piecing up all the other projects. And it doesn't take much for this one here. So I just ended up cutting little circles to fit inside that little tray, that plastic tray. And then I didn't have a whole lot left of this here. And I thought, boy, I've got more gnomes than I have moss. What else could I use? So, hi Sam. I'm glad you were able to make it. So I was wondering what else I could use since I don't have any more of that moss. And I had just picked up at Walmart the other day. They have tons of different colors of this. And I grabbed orange and green because I kept thinking carrots, 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 carrots. Easter's coming. I'm going to make something out of carrots. Well, as I got to doing these yesterday, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like the back of that moss. So I could just use this. So I ended up cutting several little circles. And when you place them on there, it kind of looks like grass. And if you wanted more coverage, you could put 2. Because most of it's going to be covered anyway with your decorations and your gnome. So either way, it's going to look like you have moss on there. And that's what I used for the little frog. And this one here only has 1 layer. The ones that I do tonight, I'm going to do 2 layers. Yeah, the other ones I use the moss. So if you all are ready, I'm just going to go ahead and start. And I just bought tons of different plants. Plus I have a big tin that I have all of my plants just stuffed in there. So my daughter and I were digging down deep the other day just to see what all I had. But I thought, oh my goodness. I ended up buying several little succulents, you know. And let's see. All 3 of these little things were on one sprig. And then I had these left over from another project. And then I just found a pine cone. And I thought, oh my goodness, that would probably work. So I'm going to do some with pine cones as well. But you can use whatever you have. It doesn't have to be elaborate. You know, it can be as simple as you want. So I think the first one I'm just going to do on one of these. I do have 2 more cups to show you how to do those. But I'm going to go ahead and start on this little container. And I've been using this little tab to mark my back. I mean, it can go in the front. That's fine, whatever you want. I think it's just a little bit of my OCD. I'm putting it towards the back. So all that I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue on my lid. And around that little edge so it catches. And when I first tried this, I kept thinking, oh, I wonder if my glue is going to be too hot and it's going to melt it. I haven't had any problems with it. Hi, Sarah. I'm glad you're able to hop on too. There's a lot more people than what I thought there would be tonight. Several people said that they might be able to come, but they weren't sure. I keep them on my page though, so everyone can watch on the replay if you don't get a chance to watch it live. And so this one I'm going to put a second layer just to hide a little bit more of that white. You can leave it with 1 layer though, like I did on that other one, and it turns out just as good. But it hides it just a little bit more and kind of makes it look like the thicker moss. All right. And this one I'm going to show you how I did it with the pine cone. And I ended up getting these really cute flowers. I ended up just getting the 97-cent sprigs from Walmart because I work there. So anytime I walk past the flowers or the craft section, most of the times I'm either touching stuff or I'm grabbing it out. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Robin. So with this one, I thought it would work really good to go along with my pine cone on this one here, because it's going to add that little bit of flower or a little pop of color. So I'm going to put some glue on the bottom of my pine cone. And I'm just going to place that. I'm going to find my back so I know where I'm at. And I'm just going to place this close to the back side. That way it gives me some room for my little gnome up front. Alright, then I thought these would look really cute if I did one on each side. Hi, Izzy. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit there. Put that little blossom. I don't know what these are called. I suppose I could read the tag. It says Queen Anne lace. I don't know. They were pretty. And I thought if I needed something with just a little pop of color, it would work. So see how cute, just those little itty bitty touches kind of doll it up a little bit. And you know, if it was around Christmas time, you could add like a little string or something to make that look like a Christmas tree. Or they have battery lights. You could do those too. All right, then I'm going to take one of my little gnomes. This one has a little shovel. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of his feet. How cute is that? Can you see it okay? There you go. This is the back. And then I just let it dry really good before I take the lid off. Once it's nice and dry, it comes off pretty good and attaches pretty good. Same with this one here. I always, on the little container, I always use that little tab to help open it. But boy, they turn out so cute. And they're so quick and simple and easy. So that one's done. Now I'm going to work on a cup. And on this one, my daughter and the grandkids were here earlier, and I was telling them my my ideas, and I have this little pink flower. It's one of these here, and I thought, oh, I could put that on there and put like a little baby gnome in it, so it kind of looks like Thumbelina. And my granddaughter Echo, she said, oh, you should have a fairy coming out of there. Well, I don't have any fairies. So she told me to add wings to one of my girl gnomes. So I went and I got out the boa, just with the little feathers. Beware, because you'll be finding feathers everywhere. But all I did was I took some off, and I was very picky on which ones I wanted. I think that's a little bit of my OCD too, because I wanted the wings to match. So I looked through it, got the ones that I thought worked best. And then I had to trim it down and glue it to the gnome. And so I already put her together. So she has little wings. I don't know if you can see that very well. This part here is a wing. And then on this side is another wing. And they were a little big, so I just have them wrapping around some of the petals. And I already glued her in there just to save a little bit of time. But I like how her brain and my brain kind of made this one a little bit more special. They inspire me so much. I love spending time with my grandbabies. So I've already cut out my circles. Now, instead of putting the glue directly on this here, I'm going to put it on the back of this, because with this being a really thin plastic where those containers have a little thicker lid, I'm afraid if I put the glue directly on this, it might melt through. But if I put it on here, it cools it down just slightly before I set it in there, And I haven't found any of them where it has melted it. So I'm going to continue with that way of thinking. I'm not going to put the glue directly on the plastic tray. And it probably doesn't require as much glue as I'm putting on here. I'm always afraid that my projects are going to fall apart. So I add tons and tons and tons of glue. And when you do this, if you touch the bottom, be very careful because you can burn your fingers because you can feel the heat through there. So there's that little tray, and it fits perfectly inside that cup. We even decided which cup to do it because the ones I had left was a polka dotted one or the chevron, and we decided on the polka dot one for the. But if you wanted, you could swap them out, mix and match. It works either way. So now that I have that on there, I'm just going to glue her down to the moss. And like I said, I use tons and tons of glue. In this one, you really wouldn't need anything in there because you're not going to see a whole lot of that moss. I could have just glued the flower down, but I wanted it to kind of look finished a little bit, I guess is how I want to word it, is it looks more finished, like a finished product. And that just sits right in there. How cute. And say I felt like I was done for the night, I could just take a few of my gnomes that I have left over. I could put them inside there and then put her on top because that's storage. Who doesn't like more storage? I still think it would look really cute on a desk, like at work. Make you look like you have your coffee, like a little bit of coffee there. Or, shoot, you could use it for a little espresso if you were wanting it. Clean it out, and that just decorates your cup, too. Either way. They turn out so cute. And it's so fast to do them. I'm going to go ahead and do another one. You guys want me to do a pine cone or do some flowers? Do you have any preference? I have purple flowers, white flowers, pine cones, some wild looking ones. You want me to do the wild one next? I was kind of worried about these. I wasn't sure how it was going to look on there, but I think it turned out pretty good with the other one that I did. I think she turned out pretty good. And you could even decorate this one to look like a Christmas tree too. Decorate it for the holidays. And this one with the frog, I used a St. Patty's Day flower, and I thought, oh, all green. That would be something cute just to stick on a desk to show your support for the holiday. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue another one down. I love that it doesn't require, I mean, they're so small, and it doesn't require a whole lot of embellishments. So all that you would need is like one little package. These came with three gnomes or 3 characters in each thing for $1 at the Dollar Tree. So you only need one package. And then one sprig or pick, whatever they call those. And then the moss, it was just one sheet. And that made several. The pick would do several. So for like $3, you could have three projects done. Other than the little cups. These, I want to say there was 8 or 10 to a package. So, I mean, there was quite a bit. And I think I got them at the Dollar Tree. I might have gotten them at Walmart, but I'm pretty sure I got them at the Dollar Tree. But it works either way. And you could even use a regular coffee mug. Grab one from your cabinet that you don't use anymore. Do you guys collect coffee cups like I do? I have a cabinet that is full. And I bet you I could just go through and get rid of some up there. Grab one from your cabinet that you're wanting to downsize. Use that and make a little gnome garden. So then I'm going to put some glue on the bottom. I don't even know what these are called. It's a crazy looking plant. And with these weird ones, it kind of makes me think of the, is it aloe vera? Do they come in different colors? But with those, I hold those in place for quite a while because I'm afraid it's going to topple over. And once you think that it's dried enough to where it's not going to topple, then you can let go. There we go. Then I think the hardest part is just finding out which gnome you want to use. I did a girl on the last one. I think I want to use her again. She just works best with those. It's going to match her hat. Hi, Uncle. Is that what those are called? Is Spanish swords? I can't keep plants alive, so I don't have any live ones in my house. I also thought it could be like a small version of the, what they call those. My mom had one. I think it was called mother-in-law's tongues. I think they had the long pointy, I don't know, do you call them leaves? Blooms? I don't know if they bloom. But they turn out so cute. I think the next one I'm going to just try some purple flowers, I think. So see, it hasn't been that long, and I've already done 3. They whip up in a hurry, and I think that these are going to sell really good during that vendor show that I do. And the other day, I ended up purchasing this little, it's for spices. And I thought, oh, I could put those bunnies on here. But the more I think of it, I think I want to display these little cups. They will display really good up here. Although I would have all of the handles going the right way just because of my OCD. What do you think? Maybe I'd put this one on the top, or I don't want to hide the ones behind, so the short ones I would have to put towards the towards the front, but you get the idea. This is going to come in handy to display those really nicely. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to do that vendor show. And several people have been messaging me telling me when there is some. So as soon as I sign up for one, I will post on my page where and when. That way, if you're wanting to stop by and check me out, you can. Okay. Grab more. And I'll also, I've got some more of this. I'm probably going to need it. So I'm just going to snip it off. Because I only have enough to do 2 more, but I still have 5 more containers that I can doll up. Okay, I'm going to put this one. I feel that it goes a little bit quicker with the plastic caps because I can put the glue directly on that, but I like the effect on both. The step I ended up getting in the kitchen department at Walmart. I find myself going to the kitchen and the bathroom and then the crafting section, and then I also found myself in the hardware department because I thought, well, maybe that's where, maybe they'll have some shelving and stuff there as well. I also went in the laundry section because I have several wreaths that I want to display during that vendor show. And I looked online, and I can get like a little partition, but that's like $80-some. And if I can find it cheaper somewhere else, or get it where I work and use my discount card, I'm going to get it there instead. So I went into the laundry section, and they had that really cute drying rack that you can hang hangers on. Works perfect. That's going to save me some money to where that I'll be able to pay for my rental fee with the money that I just saved. Okay, now I'm going to do my second layer of glue on this one. I really like the second layer of the burlap, how it looks rather than the one layer. I like how it covers up that white. And I'm not really paying attention on how the pattern is. I just lay it on top. But it gives it a little bit more coverage. And on these, they have weird bottoms, so I snipped those off a little bit. It would display your soaps really nice. And it's not that expensive either. Plus, you can use your discount. That'll save you money. So I'm just snipping off a little bit. It looks like I've already done that on this one, where it attached to the wire on that, on the sprig. And then I'm just going to glue it down in there. So I can either put the glue on this here, or I can put some glue here and just shove it down in there, and that's how I'm going to do this one. When I put the glue on here directly, it's going to grab some of those petals towards the bottom as well, and that'll help stand it up. Then I'm just going to put some glue on this side. This craft is so easy. It would be a really good one to do with the grandkids too. I know Echo would love doing it because she was already giving me ideas. And then if you want, you can add like flowers to the back, or you can just leave it like that. Either way works good. When I do the leaves, I do pull that the extra plastic off of there, just so it lays where I want it. And I can just glue it directly to the back there where I want it. Now on this one, I didn't pay attention to where the little tab was, but that's okay. It's still going to turn out really cute. And this one, I put the leaves right along that edge of the lid, so the leaves kind of stick out a little bit on the sides. I'm also going to put a little bit more glue towards the front of the flowers, just to kind of hold them down a little bit more. This one I'll put a little, I don't know if it's a toddler gnome. Kind of looks like it has a pacifier, but I'm not sure because they're not painted that well. And that's another thing. If you didn't like how these were painted, they are paintable. You could repaint the gnomes. There's a lady on some of the craft pages, and she paints for like every holiday and even animal prints and everything. But it almost looks like this one is holding a binky up to its mouth. But they turn out so adorable. This one, I think I might do these here. And then maybe one of them in front. There's really no wrong way of doing it. This one I'm going to put glue on the plant itself, and then just kind of stick it inside the the burlap. I love how these look. What do you guys think? Simple but cute, right? Thank you for all the hearts. I'm so glad a lot of you are able to log in and watch. I like being able to visit with you guys and get your input on things. And with these, you know, just a pop of color on a desk, that will brighten anybody's day. I know in the Vision Center, they don't like us to have like real plants. But one of the gals that I work with, she always makes sure that there's some kind of greenery in there. And it just freshens up that space. I mean, it's like home and it's more comfortable. I think plants do that. And if you can't have real ones, fake ones work too. I'm allergic to a lot of the ones that bloom, so this works good for me. Or the ones that, you know, just the plants that are leafy. Let's see, do I want him? I think I'm going to put the one with the mushroom on this one. I don't think I've done one with a mushroom yet. I like how this one's looking. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you. So see, I think this is the first one I've done with the gnome with the mushroom. And I love how he's looking with these little plants. I don't know what they're called. Maybe alfalfa of some sort. They turn out so cute. I mean, you could put little buttons in there. Beads, anything works. And I'm going to cut some more of these out. So what I did, in order to do lavender, yes. Like I said, I don't know my plants. I'm allergic to most, so I don't learn the names of them. So what I did, since this is nice and thick, I folded in half. That way it'll cut two of them out at once. And then I'm going to use this one as my template. And all that I used to get this template was I just set one of these circles on it and cut around it. And it does not have to be perfect, because out in nature, the moss is not, you know, square, rectangle. It's not a perfect circle. I think that's probably why I like this craft so much, because there's really no wrong way of doing it. I like the crafts that don't create headaches. And I didn't measure when I cut my strip, and it just happened to work out where I can get six circles, or 6 sets. And you'll find with this burlap, it will want to shed or kind of fall apart in spots, but it's okay. It all works. Melissa, thank you. I tell you, I love doing the crafts. They work my brain in a better spot and keeps it out of everything else. And honestly, I don't know how I come up with half of what I come up with. I watch somebody else's thing and my brain just keeps turning. And I end up with some really cute stuff. And gnomes have always been my favorite. I have a gnome on the desk at work. I'm really glad that I'm able to display one there. I just love it. And it gets comments, and I get compliments on it all the time. People are always asking about it. I just think it brightens up a space. If you can share a smile or brighten somebody's day just by having something fun, you know, as a decoration, that just makes it worthwhile. There we go. I'm running out of containers. If I run out of these containers, I'll probably, and I still have more gnomes, I'll probably decorate this one too. Just because I don't want to quit yet. Do you guys find yourself, you know, doing a project and you have so much fun doing it, you just don't want to stop? I find I do that a lot with my crafts. I just want to keep going and going and going. Sometimes I have like 4 or 5 different crafts going at once because my mind just goes and goes. So I'll start one and I'll go, oh, I got to do this, and I'll run off and I'll start another one. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Then I'll come back and I'll finish it. And then I'll go over and I'll finish the other one that I stopped because I wanted to finish the first project. That's my brain in the works. But sometimes if you have a thought or an idea, you got to work on it right then and there or write it down. Otherwise, your brain will lose it. I have what I call a nana brain. So if I don't work on it right away, or if I don't write it down, it's gone. There we go. I think these would really make good teacher gifts too. And really simple. The kids could put them together. And then the teacher could store like paper clips or something on their desk. I also think it's cool that It's so inexpensive to make these. I mean, it's just pennies that go into it. And such a small little thing can brighten somebody's day. So you whip up some of these, maybe put a couple Hershey Kisses in there. You hand it to somebody, you're going to make their day. How awesome is that? Or even a teacher, you know, give it to a teacher or a nurse. Anybody. Mother's Day gifts. Grandparents. Or you can make one into like a little tooth fairy container. You know, leave it, instead of putting it under the pillow, put it on their little nightstand or whatever for the tooth fairy, and their tooth is inside there. The tooth fairy can leave the coins. I don't know if she still leaves coins or if it's dollars, but if it's $1 or something, she could fold it up and put it in there. It'd work. It'd work. Okay. So I think I'm going to do another pine cone. They turn out so adorable. I love these. There's my tab. This time I'm keeping track of my tabs. And if you wanted, like for Easter, you can put like little pom-poms off to the side so they look like little Easter eggs. It just works. I love how they look. I think this one I'm going to do some more of the yellows. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to snip it directly off of there. There we go. The more I was twisting, it wanted to fall apart on me. I love how I can get so many in such a little amount of time too. Or if you had a gift, or if you had to get gifts for like all of the kids in a classroom, this would be a cute gift to give to the kids too. This one has a little toadstool too, but it's not as noticeable. He's got it over his shoulder. I think every house should have a little gnome in it. They look so cute. When we went for our drive today, as we were coming back into town, I had noticed when we stopped at the stop sign, or the stoplight, that there was a house that had an Easter basket on one side of their door. On the other side, they had a little gnome greeting people as they walk in to the house. How cute. I wanted to approach their house and tell them that I liked their gnome. Is that weird of me that I wanted to go say hi? Maybe they're gnome people too. I think now I'm going to do a white one. Okay. I think I've got enough. Uncle, those are the fun ones. I love that they have so many different ones. You can tell somebody's personality with some of the gnomes that they keep. They have so many fun ones. When my grandmother lived in Wisconsin, my husband and I, on our way up there, we had stopped at this place. They made cement statues and everything. Well, there was this one that had a gnome laying down with his hands kind of crossed or whatever, and then there was a separate piece which was his shoes. And it could go like in a flower bed or a garden, and it just looked like he was laying down in the flower bed. Well, when she moved, we ended up buying it for my grandma, but when she moved, she gave it back to me. And so I have that out front. That's one of my favorites because the grandkids color it with the sidewalk chalk every once in a while. And then I also have those little glass beads mixed in with my rock. They'll find those and put those on the eyes so it looks like he's got different color eyes. Such a fun yard ornament. I love having it there. And it was my grandma's, so. Yes, Uncle, you are known by the gnomes you keep. I have quite a bit of them. And I find myself drawn to them, so I'll just continue making gnomes probably for the rest of my life, as long as my arms will allow me to make them or craft with them. I'll keep doing it. This one I think I'm going to add a little pop of green off to the side. Instead of adding leaves, I like how that looks. Cheryl, which flower? These white ones? These white ones, there's also blue ones and purple ones that, here's the purple, and then here's the blue. I want to say I got them at the Dollar Tree, if I remember right. Yeah, I want to say I got these at the Dollar Tree. Oh, Izzy, Papa's downstairs. I don't let him upstairs because he makes too much noise when I'm doing my lives. But I will tell him hi for you. Yeah, we're not going to let him up here. Last time he was up here in his man cave, he made some ruckus and you could hear it on my live. Oh, and Cheryl, if you can't find them at the Dollar Tree, they might have some like at Walmart. It might just look a little bit different, but I'm pretty sure that's where I got them, was at the Dollar Tree. Now, these ones here, I got these at Walmart. I mean, they're similar in color, or similar in looks, but this one's a little bit more fluffy. And then I also get like this one here from Walmart. It's just in the 98-cent bin. And then I also get these here. Got those at Walmart. very seldom do I ever pay more than $1 for my flowers. Unless it really grabs me, you know. I don't feel that it should cost an arm and a leg in order to do it, and I think they turn out just as cute without spending tons. Okay, so look at that one. I love the one that holds the toadstools up there. Hi, Auntie. Thank you. I ended up buying this this last week because I was going to wear it for St. Patty's Day. But I grabbed another one, same color, and I'm going to wear it, and then I'm going to embellish elsewhere. Yeah, at Walmart, at ours anyway, over by the toys, they have this metal, it looks like a square block. And they have tons of flowers just jammed on all four sides. And they're like 97 cents or 98 cents per thing of flowers. So I snag those up every chance I get. I love how these turn out. I am so glad that everybody is excited to see these as I am to make them. I don't know if I want to use that one. I was debating on using these. Honestly, I don't remember where I got them. They were in my bin, and I don't know where I got them. But I'm wondering if they might be too tall. So if I use them, I think I might trim them down a little bit. I want to make sure that there's no wire up here where I'm going to snip it. Because if there's a wire, then I'm going to need to use my wire cutters. There we go. Oh, my gnome population is dwindling. I'm running low on my gnomes now. I'm going to have to see if they have more. Good thing our Walmart is right next door to our Dollar Tree. I'm like so addicted. And these here, I think, are going to add a lot of pizzazz to my table when I do my vendor show. This one I'm going to do slightly different than the other ones, just to play around a little bit, just to show you that there's really no wrong way of doing it. Before, I would stick these in first and then put this on there. I'm going to stick this on there and then place my trees where I want them. That way it kind of looks like they're mixed in. Put one right in the center of it. Auntie, you know, I probably could make some with clay. I'm not very good at making sculptures, though. I say that, but every time I do something, everybody likes how it turns out. So I am my worst critic. And I say that to everybody that does anything. You know, if you feel like you can't do it, just give it a shot. Because somebody out there is going to love it. So this one I'm just going to hold down a little bit until that glue dries, because I'm finding it's having a hard time and not wanting to stand up very good. So I'm going to wait for some of that glue to dry a bit. To see if I let go, see how it's moving? So I'm just going to hold it a little bit. I'll choose my gnome while I'm waiting. That could be one of the most fun thing to do, is choosing your gnome. I think I'm going to choose this one. This one looks like he has like an axe. So maybe he's cutting down Christmas trees or something. These kind of look like Christmas trees. I'm going to pull some of these back so I can show you a little bit more. They turn out so cute. And these are just the little containers. The little cups that I found on sale. Oh my goodness. I'm in love with the little cups. When I go to work tomorrow, if they still have more of these in the clearance aisle, I'm grabbing them. I mean, I haven't really been on that long. What, a little over an hour? And I've done so many. Do you know anybody who is addicted to flowers? This would be the way to go. Now see, I wasn't sure if I was going to like this one because it was such a green looking plant. But now that I have it up, it kind of looks like Christmas trees. And with him holding an axe, it looks like he's getting ready to cut down his Christmas tree. So I do love this one. So I'm going to move all these to the side. I don't know if you can see this one yet. There's so many of them. Oh my goodness. I knew that there was a lot, but I didn't realize exactly how many there were. So I'm going to go ahead and turn him around for you. And I mean, it's just a simple little sprig, just a piece of it, not even the full thing, just a little piece of it, and it just dolls up your container. I'm gonna do one more. I think this one I'm gonna do a little baby, and then maybe I'll do my bucket. I'll do this bucket too, just to show you. You know, I bought these because I was going to put them inside those cups and then change my mind later. So this doesn't go to waste. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my bucket. And I'll do another one over there because I'm going to have several gnomes left. Yes, it looks like he's out in the woods. He turned out really cute. I like that it's a craft that the grandkids could do. I'm always looking for a craft that they're able to do with me because they're like little mini me's and they're spitting image of their mom. But they love to craft. So anytime I get a chance, I always craft with them and see how their mind just grows and grows and what all they come up with. Right? That would be so cute. This one I'm just going to leave with the one just to show you that that still works. Like say you're running out or you're running low of burlap and you're already out of the moss. So you're wanting to make your supplies go just a little bit further. Just do one little layer. With this one, I think I'm going to do it a little bit different than I did with the other ones. The other ones I did a little bit of the yellow flower. And this one, I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I just took some of this here. And I'm going to put that just to see what it would look like mixed in. And I'll turn it around and see if I like how it looks. Really, guys, there's no wrong way of doing it. I love that it's so easy to switch it up. And this just adds like a little pop of color. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these in. My string is never ending. There we go. A lot of times when I'm done with my crafts, I find I go to move them around or put them in a container or something, and I'll find that there's still little strings from the glue, so I have to pluck those off. The strings are crazy tonight. Yeah, I'm loving how this looks. Just that little pop of color. A lot of times I'll say it adds a little bit of pizzazz. That's normally my go-to word. Alright, now that that glue is drying, I can put this little baby in there. And this one is done with just one of those circles of burlap down there for the grass and the moss. But they turn out so cute. I really don't know which one's going to be my favorite either. So I think this one is going to be the last one I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of see how much room I need. This one I might double. Have you guys thought of what I should use this for? Should I still make a lamp? This is, if you're just logging on, this is what those little cups came in. They were stacked up. There was 4 of them there. And I don't want to throw it out. I thought, boy, what can I use that for? But I betcha I could find like a little candle or something that will fit in there, or like I said, make it into a little lamp of some sort. If you guys think of anything else that this would work for, let me know. Give me some ideas and inspire me. Because it'll be a little bit, because I want my brain to fully commit to that craft before I assemble it. So you've got time. Let me know what you think would look good. Otherwise it's going to end up being a lamp. So with this, I'm just going to put some glue in the bottom of my bucket here. There we go. And that's just going to hold it's just going to hold this in place. You don't actually really have to glue it down if you don't want to. But I want to keep it in the spot. And then I just kind of centered it in there. And I'm not gonna be too hard on myself if this is not like a perfect fit. around there. I'm not going to let it be too hard of a craft. I'm just going to go around the edge here. Okay, so then I'm just going to add some glue to that center. And then place this down. And as you can see, it does hang over just slightly, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it hanging over. And if you are, you can always tuck it because there's that gap in between. And then on this one, you can go, since I'm doing 2 layers, you don't have to go to the center if you don't want to. You can just go around the outer edge. And then that gives a really nice look. With this one, I'm just gonna grab some stuff and then decide if I want it or not. Okay. And maybe I want some of these too. We'll see. And if I don't use these, they'll get used in another craft. We'll see. Never know. Maybe I'll do some yellows too. There's really no wrong way of doing it. So I'm going to have this part, maybe I'll have the handle towards the front. That way it can be seen. Probably won't be able to use it. Maybe. If I have it to the front, we might be able to use it because I think my gnomes are small enough to where that will not hit it. And then if the flowers are back here, creating the backdrop for the gnomes, it should still be able to be held. Now if I put it to the back and went to flip it up and I had that backdrop, then I wouldn't be able to use the handle. So I think I'm going to put that towards the front. And then I'm going to work from the back to the front. These, I'm going to place them just slightly underneath maybe. And then spread them out. I mean, that's already adding character to it right now. And it's just one little sprig. So far, I'm liking it. And all that I'm doing is I'm going to show you, I'm lifting this up, putting that piece in there, and I have glue on both sides. So on one side, it's going to attach it to the inside of that bucket, and then the other side's going to attach to the burlap. I'm going to do another one. And as I do it, I'm just spreading these out so we can see some of them. So I want them to stand up a little bit. And when it's all said and done, you can always add a ribbon around here like I did on this other bucket. And see, on the other one, I put that to the back. I kind of regretted it after I got it done. But either way, it's still cute. Okay. So, let's see. Do I want these in here next? Maybe I'll alternate so I get a little bit of that white, the white tips, and then that'll show up the purple. So I think I'm going to alternate that. And then in the front, I'll place that. I'll place this flower. And then the gnome will go in the front of that. And if your stems are too long, I've just been using my little snips. And I have 3 gnomes left. I might put all 3 of them on there. Maybe it's a daddy and his children. So I'll probably put all 3 of those on this one since it's a little bit bigger. I'm just putting a nice generous amount of glue on there. And this one, it won't go down inside, but this one should. It should slide down in there pretty good. And that'll help keep this one in its place. If it doesn't stay up that well, you can always glue these together down towards the bottom. See how that one's already starting to kind of blossom out? I think I'm going to add some glue to the bottom to where they kind of attach to each other. And if that doesn't work, there is a little trick. You can add a little piece of a leaf, like one of the silk leaves, or you can cut more of that burlap and just cut like a strip of it and glue that on there, and then that will glue them all together. I'll show you what I mean. Since they're not fully doing what I want them to, I mean, it still looks cute, but they're not laying how I exactly want them. I'm going to put the glue on my burlap. Then I'm going to go to the back of these plants, and that's just going to hold them together. That's going to kind of give them something to lean against, I guess. And it'll just blend in because that's what you used for your base. And if it's still messing up for you, you can flip it around. And since we're putting a flower in the front, you can put another strip in there, and then that will hold it in place. You just go along the base of them, and it just gives them a little bit of something to lean against to where they stand where you want them. And it blends in because that's what you used for the bottom. And if you ended up using that moss, same thing. You can use that to help prop up your flowers. Okay, so now I'm going to have to turn it around this way so I can see where I'm gluing my flower. I want to be able to have some greenery too. Yes, I think that's going to work. Plus, me having it turned this way, it'll kind of give you like a little reveal feel when it's all done. I think the gnome making in the gnome gardens, I think that is probably my favorite crafts to do. They just speak to me a little bit more, I guess. When my dad, when I lived with my dad and I was younger, we would always go on nature trails, and he would always get out his knife, and we would end up getting all different kinds of moss, and we'd grab the dead twigs, and we'd end up putting them either in his pockets or a bag of some sort that we took with us, and we would take them home and make terrariums. So I think that's why I gravitate to them so much now. Oh, I noticed I just did it a little bit lopsided, but I still like it. That's what I like about these crafts. There's no wrong way of doing it. I'm going to glue down that moss to the rim of the bucket in the front. That'll kind of give my gnomes a little place to stand with it not curling up. I think I like him off to one side and then the babies on the other, or the kids. He's probably going to stand right next to, he's going to be on one of the leaves. He's going to be standing on a leaf. That'll give me room for the kids. Oh my goodness, so cute. Do any of you guys know somebody who does not like gnomes? I think that is like, it's so in. I see gnomes everywhere now. Alright, so I think I'm done with this one. Later on, I'll probably add a ribbon to it. I'll probably just tie a ribbon to the handle. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it around and let you see it. How adorable is that? I just love how they turn out. And I think they're going to look really great displayed on that step. They turn out so cute. I really appreciate you guys staying on here with me and watching and enjoying my live. I just love this craft so much. And I know I say that about all of my crafts, but oh my goodness, I love crafting with you guys. So in order to display the ones that I did tonight, I'm going to go ahead and get that step out because it might help me a little bit. This one I won't be able to put up there, but you see it. And I already had the bucket. I found these at the Dollar Tree, but I think they also had them at Walmart. So, and the flowers, I got them at Walmart. The gnomes, I got at Dollar Tree. They turn out so adorable. Oh my goodness. I am so addicted. So addicted. So the little ones, I'm going to go ahead and put towards the bottom. And some of them I put little beads in just so you can see that they hold things. Let's see, next row up. Love this craft. Now all the rest of them have tall pieces, so I'm hoping that none of them will get lost. None of the details will get lost with my Maybe I'll put the rows, like how I did that one with one in there. I'll do this one this way. And now for the top. They're so cute. I love this. Now well, you can still see them though. You can still see them. So I don't think it's been a complete bust. So the only thing that didn't work for me right now is I have one extra and there's no more room on my stand. So I might have to buy another one of these stands just because I love how it displays them. And originally, this isn't what I bought this for. This stand was originally going to hold those bunnies. But once I found this craft, I went, nope, the bunnies, I'll find something else for those. Maybe I'll get like a little crate and put the bunnies inside the crate. But I think this is a perfect display for the gnomes. Thank you, Danny. I think so too. I think I'm going to buy another one though. Because I think I would use it. So I'm going to push this forward and I'm going to try to see if any of these will, oh well, it'll get hidden there, but my table full of gnomies. And see, when I buy another one, I can put the buckets on there. Because the buckets would work too. So I can put the taller stuff behind. Oh my goodness. My table is going to look amazing. I'm so glad you guys like this craft. I hope you like it as much as I do. I love doing these. And Danny, I'm going to buy more gnomes as soon as I can find some. I'm hoping that the Dollar Tree still has some. And then next time you guys come over, the grandkids and I and you will they can make their own little gnome gardens. I can't wait to see what all they come up with, what flowers and ribbons and stuff they use to show a little bit of themselves in their little garden. Oh, and of course this will be on my table too. Even if I put this on the top, I mean it works on that tray as well. Put that on the top and then little ones at the bottom. See, I can have this on one side, and then I can have the buckets and the extras on the other one. Everyone's going to call me the gnome lady. I guess that's not a bad thing, though, right? They look so cute. You know, I have my table still set up. It doesn't have my banner and all that draped on there, but I do have my table still set up, and I think tonight I'm probably gonna put all these on there just to see what room I've got and go from there. But I have some more time off coming up, so maybe I'll do another live. I don't know what I will do for that one. But boy, if the next craft is as fun as this one, you guys are in for a treat. I love this craft. And this one, I wasn't sure if I was going to like him, but I really like that one. He turned out cute. Just shows that you never know until you put it together how it's going to turn out. And there's some crafts out there that you look at and you go, it's just not for me. Guaranteed, you take it to like a vendor show, somebody's going to show up at your table, and the project that you kind of, I don't know if I like it, they're going to come up and they're going to say, oh my goodness, I love that. How did you do it? All this and that. It happened last time with some of my other vendor shows that I had done. So I think this will probably be my first crafting one. All the other ones I did was crocheted items. And I do plan on taking some of my crocheted items to the one that I plan on going to this time too. Just to get rid of some of my stuff. So I think I'm going to log off though. I am so glad you guys tuned in. And if you didn't have time to catch me, I really hope you get a chance to watch the replay. I plan on keeping it on my page. I don't plan on taking any of them off. I'll probably also take pictures and post them on my page and other craft sites. So just let me know if you have ideas or talk to me, give me feedback. And keep watching. I'll keep doing more lives. And I hope you guys have a great week. Oh my goodness. I might be up here for quite some time tonight. Hopefully I'll go to bed at a decent time because I gotta work tomorrow. But oh my goodness. I love how these turned out. And I am so glad that you guys tuned in and watched and talked with me and everything. I love spending time with you. So until next time, I will see you then. And keep checking back with my page. Sprinkle the videos. Get it out there so other people can see it. Bye.